gang, how's it going? GGB here, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be jumping into a replay that I just played maybe 5 minutes ago. And it's me and another player in a 2v2. We're both playing as a Greenskin Horde. We're playing up against two brothers, judging by the names, Matt Barber and some other name Barber. Mitch Barber, I think it was. So we got the Warriors of Chaos and the Empire. A rather unlikely marriage there. So we will be the Greenskin Hordes. What I was thinking, coming up against the Warriors of Chaos and the Empire, I was going to hopefully pair up against the Chaos player. So I brought plenty of anti-infantry units because I know that's one of the big strengths of the Chaos lineup. They do have some pretty good infantry. It's very rare that you see a player bring a lot of these units with halberds, but he fucking did. He brought 4, which sucks. And I don't know why. People just seem to really like bringing the artillery, those hell cannons. Like, they're good, they're great, but that's not their strength, man. If you're going to play Warriors of Chaos, I feel like you should be playing to their strengths, which is definitely their good infantry. So I have brought Azag the Slaughterer just for that Spirit Leech magical ability. I'm hoping to maybe, you know, snipe a couple of units out of my enemy's, you know, hero list. I brought a couple of goblins with spears. They're good against large. I'm going to use them in my cav engagements. I've also got 4 of these black orcs just to hold up enemy infantry. Now they're going to play a very big role in this match just because there are a lot of units with halberds, and I can use them pretty effectively against those units as anti-infantry. I got 3 goblin archers just to make sure I'm dealing with enemy flying units, and I'm really glad I brought them as well. I've also got a boar chariot. Orc boar chariot, and I've also got 4 of these savage orc boar boy biggins. Savage orc boar boy biggins, I think. And I've also got 3 trolls as well, so that's going to be my lineup. Again, I was trying to bring this army in the expectation that my enemy is going to bring, you know, lots of infantry, and I find this game is so hit or miss. Like, you can, it's really erratic. The armies that people seem to bring. They can be, one minute they can bring, you know, be bringing like very interesting builds. The next minute they can be, you know, playing heaps try hard, all that kind of thing. So this is not the best lineup right here that I've got. You can see Conceivable's messaging me there. And automatically the Hell Cannon is going to open fire. My teammate has a number of units. There's a little bit like a sword spam in Rome Total War 2. He's got lots of these Savage Orcs out in the flank. He's also got a couple of Orc boar chariots himself. He's got some Black Orcs in the center and also some Orc biggins in the center. So what does our opponents have? Look at this formation here. It's pretty interesting. We got Halberdiers brought by the Empire player. So again, very good counter to what I have. And also the Demigryph Knights. He's only got 2, thank God. Those guys are going to be a real handful to take care of. We got Chaos Warriors with halberds. So definitely my army is not looking good for the task. They've got 2 hell cannons, a couple of great swords up the back, lots of heroes, Witch Hunter, a wizard, we've got fucking another Chaos Sorcerer wizard, we've got an Exalted Hero, we've got, so lots of individual units, very strong by themselves, but we'll see how they hold up, you know, in a fight. And you've got a couple of steam tanks there as well, Hellstrom, Storm rocket batteries as well. So they're going to start opening fire onto our lines. Beautiful stuff. They're starting to rake in a lot of kills. As soon as we saw this lineup, we kind of thought, okay, we've got to close the gap fairly quickly. So you can see I'm kind of wrapping around with my units. I don't want to take too many losses with my Orc boy biggins. Savage Orc boar boy biggins. As if the name wasn't long enough already. So I've also got Azag coming out here. You can see the Witch Hunter is going to be pushing. I'm guessing with that Witch Hunter, he can do quite a lot of damage to my Azag the Slaughterer. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on that because there are a lot of units out here that can damage him beyond repair. So this is what I'm hoping for, an engagement against the Demigryph Knights, but my support is not close enough. So I want to get these goblins close enough in the fight that they can actually help out. So I got my trolls that have kind of closed the distance fairly quickly. I'm going to try and get these trolls in up against the steam tanks and the enemy swords, because that's really where they'll shine. There aren't too many targets on the battlefield right now that they can be useful against. I've just gone for a Spirit Leech on the enemy Carl Franz. Was it? Or maybe it was the Exalted Hero. I did manage to get it off, which is good, but I also get hit myself with the Spirit Leech and a Final Transmission and an Accusation, which is not good at all. So he's going to chase me out with this Exalted Hero. And in the center, we do get engagements happening with the Orc Biggins. And here come my Black Orcs just kind of trudging their way into combat against the Chaos Warriors with Halberds. Now, my units aren't considered large. They are still infantry because, you know, they're not massive or anything like that. Up the back, we do have engagements over here, just knocking down these great swords with my Savage Orc Boy Biggins. But these Demigryph Knights are going to shit all over my Savage Orc Boy Biggins. Luckily, I do have my Goblin Spears on the way. They're not going to make a massive dent in the battle. I know I won't win this engagement against the Demigryph Knights, but I'm hoping to just keep them busy, keep them out of our infantry, which is definitely key. For long enough for us to kind of do a lot of damage. I got my Goblin Archers firing off onto his units with no shields. And I'm going to get my Orc Boar Chariot in and just take out key units here. He's going to try and hold me down with the Chaos Sorcerer, but that's not really going to do too much. So over here I'm finally get my Goblins into the fight, but it's a little bit too late just because my Cav has already started to crumble here, which is not good. My teammates are wrapping around the edge here with a couple of these Savage Orcs. So that's going pretty well. There's a lot of stuff happening on the battlefield all at once. Karl Franz is coming in here and wrecking these Orc Boar Chariots, which is probably a good target for him. And we've got these Night Goblin Shamans just running around causing havoc. So far it's not going bad. I've got a couple of units over here that I can use to good effect, and I'm going to get a nice charge in here on these Forsaken. Just mowing down a number of those units. This is definitely the target that I want to go for with pretty much all of my units. And I've got a Black Orc back here and a Troll that I'm getting ready to throw into combat here. So over here, I do have a number of units that are routing. Didn't go so well. So I'm going to have to turn around and get this going. Azak the Slaughterer actually finished off the enemy Exalted Hero here. So I threw him into combat against the Forsaken and he got wrecked. So not doing too well there. Yeah, not doing too well at all. And these Demigryph Knights, after they trashed my cavalry, are going to come into my backlines and just disrupt my Goblin Archers. So I'm going to have to try and do something about that. I think at one point I'm going to start getting my Cav. Yeah, there we go. So I get my Cav into his Chaos Sorcerer. Just make sure he can't make any more of an impact on the game. I'm going to see another nice charge coming in here by my Savage Orc Boy Biggins. Smashing those great swords. That's really how you deal with the infantry in this game. Like, the cavalry is pretty good. It's just easy to counter the cavalry. Unless you're playing as the dwarves, they have nothing. I'm probably going to make a faction focus fairly soon on the dwarves. Because they do seem to be pretty interesting the way that they play out. And the target that you can see that they've used for this. So I'm going to get rid of this siege artillery. Make sure that they can't come back into the fight, so they can't, you know, get on their artillery anymore. And it looks like all across the board we're doing pretty well. In most cases we are. These Black Orcs are going to hold on for a while against units like these. The steam tank's probably going to take us out, but, you know, whatevs. And it's about this point that I start to get back a number of units. So I've got my Goblin Archers coming back. I've got a Savage Orc Biggins. I've got some Trolls coming back as well. And I'm going to be a little bit more selective about who I attack at this point. These Orc Biggins are going to get into the Demigryph Knights, which is great. And I've also got some Black Orcs that are just going to hold down the Demigryph Knights. We want to deal with these guys. They're so incredibly strong in this game. I know everyone talks about it, but man, they really, like, it's stupid. They do cost a lot, but so does all other cav, you know? And not all other cav is going to be able to do what those Demigryph Knights do. It really is something that needs to be addressed very quickly. Yeah, getting lots of kills, which is cool. Definitely a cool thing. And my goblins are at the back, just helping out. We almost took down Karl Franz. It was very, very close. But he's managed to escape and he's getting into the fray here. Let's see if we can get some good combat here. So I've got my Chaos, my Goblin Archers just firing upon the Chaos Giant. We're hopefully going to do enough damage to take him out of the fight. He's struggling at the moment, actually, down to about half strength. But yeah, the rest of these Forsaken in amongst it are not doing too well at this point, and I'm just going to target Karl Franz with my horde of units. He's just getting absolutely bum-raped. Yeah. We're throwing the kitchen sink at him at this point. And it looks like it's enough. We're going to be able to take him out of the fight, which is cool. And then the rest of the units kind of go the same way. So that just seems to be a lot of, yeah, I don't know. I find at the moment, at the current state of the game, I'm trying to, like, really hard to find games that don't involve just like a spirit leech off. If there was an army that I could build that would sacrifice the hero and, you know, have enough leadership to last the rest of the battle without a hero, I would take it. I reckon I'm going to try and figure out a build for that, because I'm so sick of just like trying to general snipe each other. It makes for some really boring gameplay, but then every now and then you get a game like this, which was actually pretty fun. It was Pyrrhic. I don't know if it really was, but yeah, good game. It was pretty fun. I like playing against you know, 2v2s. That's actually the one position where dwarves can actually do some damage. Azag the Slaughterer finished off the exalted hero of the Warrior of Chaos, and I managed to get a pretty good couple of hits into the Witch Hunter and Karl Franz as well. And the Black Orcs doing well. Where they had a good target, they did pretty well actually. And the Goblin Archers actually got a couple of kills on different units that didn't have any shields. Where I was kind of not happy is the Goblins. The Goblins are okay. Like, they can be okay if you I don't know, use them correctly. They're not very expensive, so they can be like quite expendable, but they're not very good against large either. The attack is just not there. Their bonus versus large, I don't even know if they have that big of a bonus versus large, if any. But I really expected them to get a couple more kills against the enemy cav. They didn't really. The Savage Orc Boy Biggins are not coming up against, you know, demigryphs with halberds. They're not going to do too much work, and you can see those guys got. It's just a normal demigryph knight and one with a halberd. They did quite well. I don't know why you wouldn't just get the one with halberd. Yeah, they do way more damage, and they're better against cav as well. Anyway, Orc Boy Chariot got a couple of kills, and the trolls did okay. Like, that's the thing with Warhammer, you know, none of the units really get heaps of kills. So when you see something like when you see something like 74 kills, that's actually pretty incredible. Pretty good stuff. Wow, Forsaken getting 121 kills, that's ridiculous. The Hell Cannons, we really should have put more pressure on them straight from the start. But yeah, good game. Great to see this kind of thing happening. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll be back pretty soon for some more gameplay. Until then, I'll see you later. GG Bear signing out. Peace.